Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. COVID recovered patient Anil Cole tells his story.
Good afternoon. My name is Anil Cole, aka Soapy. I am a living testimony of the COVID coronavirus. I came in contact with the virus on the 4th of August with a simple flu. Within it take it time to escalate within my system. By the 8th of August, I was rushed to the Mandeville Hospital. By then, the virus has totally taken over my body. Within the 4 days I spent in the Mandeville Hospital, I was at my worst. I was then rushed to KPH because lack of oxygen and lack of equipment to save my life. Being at KPH was no easy ordeal because nurses and doctors work around the clock to help bring me back from near death to be giving this testimony. After a couple of days lying in bed with 2 oxygen, high flow oxygen, ventilation machine, and a rebreather oxygen connect to my nostril and my mouth, I finally was coming back around. Life is no bed of roses, as I face all the symptoms at once: dry coughing, running a nose, diarrhea, sweating, which was constant, back pain, vomiting, fever, headache, plus spots of blood each time I take a cough. Yet, giving up was never an option. I pray each day to God. I pray each day to God to ask him to make me stay alive, to help fight this virus. As I accept my medication from the nurses each day, I thank God for them. So I would like to take this time out to thank all the nurses and KPH, especially Nurse McNeil and Nurse Miller, who do extra time to check on me from time to time in isolation ward 2 West. And thank to all my family and friends who gave their support and their prayers. People, I want you to know that COVID is real. COVID is death. And COVID is at everyone's door. I urge everyone to get tested, and if so, get vaccinated. Obey the protocols by wearing a mask, use Lysol products and sanitizers, and practice good social distancing. And please remember the motto: turn out no yard. Warning.
Doctor at KPH tells it as it is, real COVID challenges at hospitals. The Ministry of Health and Wellness has reported that hospitals island-wide have been restricted to conducting emergency care services only amid the challenges of coping with circumstances that have been brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic. In the face of all of it, one medical doctor at the Kingston Public Hospital, KPH, Philip Combs, took to social media to press home the point of how serious the situation is at present. The development comes as the public health facilities continue to tally increased numbers of confirmed and suspected cases of COVID-19 infections that require hospitalization. This has caused pretty much all the hospitals to exceed their COVID-19 isolation capacity. On that score, Chief Medical Officer Dr. Jacqueline Bisosa McKenzie stated, most hospitals are over the capacity of beds designated for COVID-19 management. As such, general hospital beds are being used for COVID-19 care. The rising demand for oxygen also threatens to overwhelm the supply. This is while hospitals have suspended elective surgeries and are discharging patients who can be cared for at home. Essentially, members of the public are being asked to refrain from visiting emergency hospital departments except in cases warranting serious medical attention. Dr. Phillips stresses how critical the situation is at Kingston Public Hospital.
Alright people, may I talk it plain and simple. The hospitals are operating under emergency mode only, which basically means that if you come to the hospital with a minor injury, the chances of you getting through is going to be very low. Because right now are only life and death situations we're mostly dealing with. Most of the attention is being paid to the people who have COVID symptoms and were COVID positive. The hospital them full up. So all of the excitement with the reckless driving, the reckless bike driving, the people that may fall out of ackee tree, mango tree, plum tree, all of the picnic them will love ramp on the road and don't know them to get injured before, better not go on the bed. Because right now the hospital can't take no more excitement. Me I talk it straight. You understand what I say? Emergencies only. So please be extra careful. If you run on the road, please walk on the road. If you used to drive fast, please drive slow. You understand? If you burn garbage, try not to burn yourself. Please be extra careful, be extra cautious and vigilant, because me know accidents happen, but right now I know the time for no accident. You understand? Because the place full of people. For your benefit, for everybody benefit. So please just be extra careful. Alright? Stay safe.
Steffi Grigg, popular social figure, reported the deaths of COVID complications. Stephanie Grigg, the 26-year-old daughter of race car driver Gary Grigg, has died. Grigg, affectionately known as Steffi, died in Miami on Tuesday, reportedly as a result of COVID-19 complications. She was a popular social figure in Jamaica, and a number of local entertainment personalities have sent condolences, including music industry insider Ramesh Major, dancer Disha Rivers, and social media personality Prince Pine. Producer Roshan also sent condolences by posting, "I can't believe I'm writing RIP under your comments. Steffi, I'm broken. I love you so much. God knows it wasn't your time. I'll give it all to have you back." Popcorn wrote a stunned, "No way," under a photo of her on a swing. Greg reportedly had underlying health issues and suffered from an autoimmune disorder and developed complications after contracting COVID-19. She was airlifted to Miami this week but died on Tuesday. Bree residents want attention to be focused on the falls.
Bree waterfall in Clarendon. We actually use it for domestic. We use it to wash. We use the water also for bathing, cooking, cleaning as well. And we have other indoor people coming to visit at times. And it's very attractive. Very attractive.
You used to have artists like and we're Ash Wednesday and holidays where they come and film their shows and keep stage shows and different. But none of that is going on. None of that is going on right now because the fall need to look after. It's a very attractive fall. I tell you about 300 feet up there, and you can see the fall. Very beautiful fall. You just need to attention to and being attractive to other tourists and different.
When you say attention, you mean you want to see it develop?
I want to see it develop. And if it develop, Bree can be a better place. And tourists can come here, and the foreigners who want to come can really come here and enjoy themselves in Bree.
We usually have visitors a lot here, like the police youth club use here regularly for their hangout spots. So it's very enjoyable. So all you have to do is just come along, bring a friend, come and spend a day. It's very nice. It is a cool hills of Brayhead.
We are a friendly people. We are honest people. We are not thief up here. So I just want them to develop and the road is very important. The roads are very important to us. The roads are very bad, in very bad condition. If you go over the hills, the road is no vehicle do not want to pass here because this road lead to straight to Kellits, and they do not want to drive through the area because the road is very bad. We losing customers, we losing sale because of those things. So I'm asking what the government can do or what the tourist industry can do for a waterfall.
New Market to Carmel Road now impassable. The National Works Agency is reporting that the New Market to Carmel Main Road in northwestern St. Elizabeth is now impassable. Reports are that water is now rising fast in flood-prone upland New Market following heavy rains associated with two-storm system over the past 2 weeks. We had great compliance. Having arrested only 4 people in the past 2 weeks, the St. Anne Police are pleased with the level of compliance in the parish during the 6 no-movement days implemented so far. We had great compliance. Most of the persons who were stopped and interviewed were essential workers, and they had their proper letters to prove it, Deputy Superintendent of Police, DSP in charge of operations for St. Anne, Kevin Francis, reported on Tuesday. The 4 people who were found to be in breach of the Disaster Risk Management Act, he explained, were arrested in various sections of the parish, and they have not been caught breaking the rules since. Of the persons arrested between Sunday and Tuesday of last week, we haven't had any other breaches, the DSP stated. The lockdown days, as announced by the Prime Minister, first ran from August 22nd to 24th, then it continued from August 29th to 31st. The final day is set for September 5th. No movement days are the one of the tools being used by the government to curtail the surge in COVID-19 cases across the country. As of August 29, Jamaica had 67,402 confirmed cases of the virus, and 1,510 persons had died since the first case was reported in March last year. St. Anne remains one of the parishes with a high volume of positive cases. As of August 29, an additional 149 cases were recorded, pushing the total positive COVID-19 cases in the parish to 4,915. I am really pleased that persons in the parish are taking the non-movement day seriously because the country is currently battling with this virus and lives are being lost, DSP Francis reported. We here in St. Anne will continue to maintain a high visibility in road policing, our spot patrol and other forms of policing to ensure order is being maintained. 351 new COVID cases, 31 more deaths. Jamaica on Tuesday recorded 351 new cases of COVID-19 and 31 additional deaths. This brings the total number of confirmed cases to 68,482 and the death toll to 1,549. According to the Ministry of Health and Wellness, the deaths occurred between August 23rd and August 30th. The deaths comprised of a 40-year-old male from Kingston and St. Andrew, an 82-year-old male from Kingston and St. Andrew, a 57-year-old male from Kingston and St. Andrew, a 79-year-old woman from Kingston and St. Andrew, an 86-year-old woman from Kingston and St. Andrew, a 77-year-old woman from Kingston and St. Andrew, a 73-year-old male from Kingston and St. Andrew, whose death was previously under investigation, a 65-year-old woman from St. Anne, a 70-year-old man from St. Anne, a 72-year-old woman from St. Anne, an 84-year-old woman from St. Anne, an 89-year-old woman from St. Anne, a 61-year-old male from St. Anne, a 75-year-old male from St. Anne, a 65-year-old woman from St. Catherine, a 78-year-old woman from St. Catherine, a 58-year-old man from St. Catherine, a 62-year-old man from St. Catherine, a 94-year-old woman from St. Catherine, a 51-year-old woman from St. Elizabeth, 42-year-old man from St. Elizabeth, a 97-year-old woman from St. Thomas, a 72-year-old woman from St. Thomas, a 69-year-old woman from St. Thomas, a 63-year-old man from St. Thomas, an 86-year-old woman from St. Mary, a 23-year-old woman from Westmoreland, a 51-year-old man from Westmoreland, a 37-year-old woman from Westmoreland, a 52-year-old woman from Westmoreland, and a 71-year-old woman from Westmoreland. Of the 351 newly confirmed cases, there were 183 females and 168 males, with ages ranging from 54 days to 97 years. The cases were recorded in Kingston and St. Andrew 96, St. Catherine 52, St. Thomas 34, Westmoreland 32, St. James 31, St. Elizabeth 25, Clarendon 23, Manchester 17, Hanover Trelawney 14 each, St. Ann 10 and Portland 3. The country also recorded 93 recoveries, bringing the total number of recoveries to 48,402. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.